what the delay is today.
Well, I just picked up my phone. You just picked your nose there.
Oh, there we go. Live. Welcome to the Week 9 Fantasy Football Pregame Show, brought to you by BlueDuckFantasy.com. I'm Ben. This sick person to my left is Matt, who still says he's not sick. Anyways, today what we're going to be doing, we're going to be talking about players that we have gaps on in the rankings, talking about some inactives, some actives for the early games here. Not the early game in London, which is on right now. We're watching it. And we're going to talk about weather, but there's not much to talk about for weather, so we won't be talking about that for very long. And we're going to be answering any fantasy football question you have. Start, sit, trade, whether or not we like kickers. Doesn't matter. Ask whatever question. We're here to answer it. Come hang out. And then we're going to close things off by playing the Sunday Showdown. See if I can cut into Matt's 5-3 lead now.
I won even though you had Tevin Coleman?
Yeah.
Wow.
The DK Metcalf pick for you is what did it. Because you won by 10 and he had 14. So I was winning up until that DK one. You had like 2 of the 3 top wide receivers though too.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's get on with the show. Make sure you drop comments. Let us know you're here, hanging out. Matt, what do you got for actives and actives?
Okay. Of significance, T.Y. Hilton is out. Out for a few weeks, it sounds like.
Would you start Zach Pascal now, or is he kind of more of a flex or a 3 wide receiver set?
Yeah, 3 wide receivers at best.
At best?
Yeah.
Maybe a flex there in a PPR league?
Yeah. Pat Mahomes, not surprisingly, is still out.
Looks like a turnover here for the Texans.
Yep.
One of the players that was in this week's Future Stars, the last week that we do Future Stars in the trade or in the waiver article was Paris Campbell. So good timing with the T.Y. Hilton injury. Mm-hmm. Paris Campbell, somebody that you should pick up in a deeper league, pick up in a league where you're out of it or a keeper league for next year, because he's going to have a real chance now to, what a bad throw, to really get something going. Pascal is not the answer there. He's a short-term fill-in. He's kind of like the Mohamed Sanu of this team where he's going to have some decent weeks, but he's not going to be fantasy relevant long-term.
Mohamed Sanu, yeah. Adam Thielen is active.
Decoy or not decoy?
Well, it doesn't say on here, but I'm gonna say that he will be a regular player.
What about Devontae Adams? You think if he plays, he'll be a decoy? Because I got him as a ballsy sit.
I saw
because I think he'll be a decoy.
Start him if you have him.
If you're not ballsy, I guess.
No, he's not going to be a decoy. He'll be in there. James Conner, inactive.
Benny Snell as well.
Benny Snell, inactive.
Get Jalen Samuels in your lineup. Got to be a should start player, top 20, top 25 range.
Yeah, now at this point. Yeah. Delaney Walker's out. We kind of knew that already.
Yeah, Jonas Smith, borderline startable top 10 tight end this week.
Chris Herndon, active.
Do not start Chris Herndon. But that's one to look into, right? Let's see what Chris Herndon does. Let's see how many targets he gets. See how Ryan Griffin deals with it. But yeah, Chris Herndon hopefully gets his value going forward. Now he's healthy. O.J. Howard out.
Yeah. The return of the Jacks. D-Jacks.
The legend. What up, boys? Welcome back. Missed you last week. That's pretty sure that's Dr. Clutch. He just changed the name to the Legend because he's become a legend since he started watching. Tell by the logo. Deshaun
Jackson back this week. Gives the Eagles another option there.
We're going to talk more about him later on in our rankings gap because Matt isn't feeling him as much as I am.
I think that might have been questionable play. That's about it. Oh, he no longer wants to say what's up.
Okay, let's move right into. All right, so Dr. Clutch changed the name. Now he's back in. We're gonna get right to the rankings gap. We don't have too many this week, so we're gonna have another special segment. Stay tuned for that. And of course, if it's your first time hanging out with us, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Is it follow? Subscribe? I don't know. Hit the like. Subscribe. We're getting up there. We're going to be at 50 soon. So nice. You want to be part of the early group here. You want to be so that they're interviewing you down the line. Like, what does it feel like to be one of the first subscribers to the greatest fantasy football brand ever created? Let's get to the ranking gaps. Quarterbacks, we only got 2. Number 1, Phillip Rivers. I got him at numero 16. Not a start for me. Matt, you and Mr. Black have him in the top 12.
Carlos Hyde breaking a touchdown here.
Oh, I really should have started him in my Dynasty League.
Nope. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no!
Oh, he fumbled.
Well, either way, that's a lot of yards.
Yeah.
Wow, that is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Chad Money Coleman's back. Welcome to the show, Chad. Almost had you fill in as host today with Matt on the deathbed. Back to Phillip Rivers as we see this play here. Just taking a look at the replay of the Texans-Jacksonville game. Is it out before he crosses?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well out before he crosses. How do you not move that to your left hand, Hyde? How do you not move that to your left hand? But that's still a lot of yards for him, but minus 20 yards for the fumble.
Yep.
Phillip Rivers, not a start for me. I like the Green Bay secondary. I think that they're tough. So I don't have Phillip Rivers as a start. Matt, why do you have so high on him? Although, congratulations on your Jimmy Garoppolo start. That was very well done. Neither of us had him as a start, myself and Mr. Black, but you did, so congrats.
Yeah, he did well. I think they're going to have to pass to keep up in the game. I think the Packers are going to be putting up points, and Rivers is going to be airing it out to keep it up. You saw Keenan Allen, he's probably in there. Yep.
Yeah, both the wide receivers are in there, so we'll talk about them too. We got a question from Dr. Clutch. He's saying Melvin Gordon, Mike Williams, or Tyrell Williams at flex. Does the scoring matter here? PPR or standard matter?
I think it's Melvin anyway.
Do you think it's Melvin over Tyrell, even if it's PPR?
I think so.
Dr. Clutch, make sure you let us know what the scoring format is. I think in standard is for sure Melvin Gordon. Mike Williams is not an option here. It is either going to be Tyrell in PPR or Melvin in standard for me. And I really like Melvin Gordon this week. He is in my DFS. We both hate the Packers defense, especially against the run. Talking to the toothpaste. Nice. Well, all you got to do is get rid of this guy. It's standard. Only was wondering because Tyrell versus Detroit. Yeah, even still, you're still going Melvin Gordon because it's standard. It would be close in PPR, but not in standard. Got to go Melvin Gordon. Chad, make sure you keep practicing in the mirror with the toothpaste. Your time is coming. Moving on to Josh Allen, who Matt apparently hates this week, has him at 17, whereas the consensus of myself and Mr. Black after an interception by the Houston Texans. Are they going to take this back to the house? No.
Oh, maybe. No.
DeAndre Hopkins time?
No, they're not going to throw. They'll be run. Hyde's redemption. He'll get his touchdown now.
Not after he fumbled. Duke Johnson. Matt, why do you have Josh Allen all the way down to 17 and not in the startable range with this cake matchup against Washington?
Don't trust that offense a lot. They had their opportunity last week to... I guess the win, right, was last week's excuse.
Mm-hmm.
But,
is this just because you had John Brown in your DFS lineup one time and he let you down, so now everything Buffalo, you're just spiting them?
Could be.
This guy.
Josh Allen, he's okay. He's 17.
17's not okay. We have him like 10 spots ahead almost. We have him at 9. He's a good play this week against Washington.
Well, you probably had, him above Jimmy Garoppolo too. So.
I did have him ahead of Jimmy Garoppolo. We have a question from Chad Coleman. Tate or Corey Davis, Wentz or Carr, standard. And then we also have a Derek Carr versus Kirk Cousins question. So we'll just remind you guys right now, the rankings are available, BlueDuckFantasy.com. They are done by position, no flex rankings this year. So we're just going to pop those up and see what we're saying here, because we got standard for the wide receivers. Let's see who we like.
Oh, he is running. Watson's running it. Watson got it. Rushing touchdown.
Rushing touchdown for...
Nope. They say he didn't go in.
Sneak. Okay, so first up, we're going to do wide receivers, and we are looking for...
Golden Tate and Corey Davis.
Corey Davis, all the way up here. 22 for me, 31 for you, 29 for Mr. Black. Golden Tate, 30 for me, 26 for you, 28 for Mr. Black. They're very close, 27.3 average to 28. Looks like you like Golden Tate more.
I do.
And I like Corey Davis. Sterling Shepard should be back this week.
Yeah, should be back.
So that should hurt Golden Tate's value a little bit for me.
So Mr. Black has Tate one spot ahead of Davis as well.
So it's very close. I'm going to say Corey Davis. Matt, you're going to say?
Golden Tate.
I will be right. Matt will be wrong. DeAndre Hopkins, flag. OPI?
No.
He doesn't ever get OPI penalties?
There was.
Moving on to the quarterback question here. We got Kirk Cousins. A lot of people have Kirk Cousins.
There's Wentz. Chad also asked Wentz.
Yeah, Wentz or Carr, and then Carr Cousins. So we got a lot of Carr.
Yeah. Well, Carr's got a great matchup this week.
And Wentz is actually a player we were going to talk about. Maybe not. I was just surprised that I was highest on him. I have Wentz 11. You have Wentz at 13. Cousins is much higher than both of them. 8s across the board for Cousins. Not that that's the comparison. Carr is the one we're looking for.
Carr's
and
up.
Derek Carr is
There.
14 for me, 10 for Matt, 10 for Mr. Black.
So Chad, we got Carr over Wentz. Dr. Clutch, we got Cousins over Carr.
Say that one more time because I wasn't listening.
Carr over Wentz for Chad, and Cousins over Carr for Dr. Clutch.
We're both the same on both of them?
Yeah. We've all got Cousins at 8.
Right, but Wentz versus Carr, I have Wentz at 11 versus Carr at 14.
Oh.
But I'm not opposed to starting. I think Derek Carr is definitely the safer play. I think Carson Wentz might find a hard time with that Bears defense, but it's close. Flip a coin for me. So if you're saying Carr, I won't disagree. So the thing that popped into Dr. Clutch's mind was that Cousins didn't have a touchdown against Washington. Well, he also didn't have Adam Thielen against Washington. And the Washington defense is played, decently.
He hasn't been as good outdoors this year, Cousins.
Is that a thing?
That's the thing.
And he's playing where's he playing this week?
They're playing at KC.
At KC.
Arrowhead. But that secondary is pretty bad.
I mean, like we said, Derek Carr is probably going to be a pretty safe play. He had a good week last week. He had a good week the week before that. Detroit is not a great defense. So the safer play is probably, I don't even want to say safer play, but if you're feeling uneasy about Cousins, there's nothing wrong with starting Derek Carr. He's only 2 spots behind for you.
And Mr. Black.
And Mr. Black. Both of you guys have him at 8 and 10. I'm just lower on Carr just because I popped in some guys in between there, like Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, who salvaged his day with pass to my boy, Andy Isabella, for 88 yards. Saved his day. He would have had a terrible day if it wasn't for that. And I have Carson Wentz kind of ahead of them, whereas you have them down. I don't see any issue. Like, Wentz to me is the riskiest play. Carr is a pretty fine play, and then Cousins is also a good play this week. I would start Cousins of the 3. Then I'm fine with Carr or Wentz. Cousins at the higher boom value, might just start Carr. I mean,
I like Carr this week.
Yeah, Carr's fine this week. I prefer Cousins, but your call there. Moving on. Again, rankings on BlueDogFantasy.com. Make sure you check those out. Already with the like. Let's get as many likes as possible. See if we can hit double digits likes. You know that none of our videos have hit double digits like yet? We're setting the bar low. Just double digits likes.
Yeah.
Moving on back to this rankings app if I can find it. Already had it open. Here we go. Moving on to running backs. Damien Williams, who was a ballsy start for me, thinking that McCoy might be shelved a little bit more because of his recent fumbleitis. So I have him all the way up at 17. It means you just fumbled.
Yeah.
And this is becoming just the biggest blowout ever. So more time for Hyde. Damien Williams, 17. You have him at 31, so he's not a start for you. He's maybe a flex at best. You're still on the LaShawn McCoy as the play.
I think McCoy's still going to be the lead back of the 2. He's just got a lot more talent than Damien Williams. But I could see it going that way if Andy Reid's annoyed with his fumbling issues, though, because that killed him last week against the Packers. That late fumble by McCoy there. Yeah,
I think Damien Williams takes over as the lead back again. It's still going to be a committee, but I think he's going to be the lead back. There's no reason to go away, to not give him a chance. He was supposed to be the lead back, then he got hurt. McCoy did well in his absence. He's back. Give him the shot again. Damien Williams, ballsy running back, start of the week. Sam Darnold at Miami. Again, it's a great matchup, but you have better quarterbacks than him. He'll probably be a popular DFS play, actually, so
probably.
I would probably fade him in that as well. He's not a bad play against Miami. I mean, Rudolph was good against Miami last week. Sam Darnold is a better quarterback than Mason Rudolph. I think we can agree to that.
Yeah.
So he should be fine. I really like Robbie Anderson this week, even though I'm not starting him in our League of Record. I just have too many better options. I do have him in the DFS, though, so Robbie Anderson go off for a huge day today. Moving on to Devin Singletary. I have him at 19. Matt, you go all the way down to 32. And Mr. Black has him at 27. Big believer that they're going to make this his backfield going forward. Frank Gore's there to back him up, keep him fresh. But this is a playoff team right now.
Yeah.
They're doing really well, but they need to get this player going. He's missed some time. I think they're going to start giving him the ball more. I really like the matchup against Washington. Should be a good play. I like Devin Singletary. Why is he not a flex play for you? Why do you still have Frank Gore higher? You have Frank Gore at 25. I have him at 35. Big swap there. Why do you still believe in Gore in PPR?
It's just the volume is going to be more for Gore, and not he's going to get more catches, but he's still overall going to get a lot more touches, I think. And that's going to lead to more yards and probably a touchdown, whereas Singletary probably not going to get a touchdown realistically.
Got one last week.
Gore's going to get the goal line work if there is some.
That's true. So Dr. Clutch is having a rough go of it. After starting 3-1, he's now 3-5. That's 4 straight losses. And trying to make the best play after he didn't start Kenyon Drake on Thursday.
I wouldn't have either.
That I had somebody asking me Kenyon Drake or Mark Walton, and I say Kenyon Drake. I would rather start.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, again, but they didn't feel comfortable about it. I said, well, then Mark Walton shouldn't be bad, but Kenyon Drake would have been the start. 2 points from the San Francisco defense. I feel you. I had them in one of our leagues starting. When it comes to these quarterbacks, at the end of the day, your Sam Darnold, your Derek Carr, your Kirk Cousins, they're probably going to be like 23, 22, 21 points. They're going to be very close together. You're talking about like just a couple points here. You can't guarantee that one's going to finish at the first spot. They should all be good, though. I would start Cousins. Darnold would be last. I would start Carr ahead of Darnold just because Darnold's had... I don't even know if he had that great of a fantasy day against the Cowboys when he had his good day.
It was okay.
Yeah.
I don't know off the top of my head, but it was decent. Man.
This could be just a big Le'Veon Bell game, right? They can run Le'Veon Bell 40 times today. So Darnold is definitely last on that list. I don't think it's very close. I would rather have Cousins. If you want to start Carr, they're all fine starts. If you didn't have Cousins or Carr and you're starting Darnold, you'd think, that's an okay start. But you do have better options. I don't know why you're carrying 3 quarterbacks. That's the biggest mistake. Unless you're thinking about picking them up, which you shouldn't be. Don't carry 3 quarterbacks. Not going to get mad at you for carrying 2, but even that's kind of... Yeah. Well, you have Lev Bell too. Well, there you go. Start Lev Bell for sure. Lev Bell is definitely a must start this week against Miami. Let's move on here to Jamal Williams. Oh, you're not carrying any of them besides Cousins. Well, then stick with Cousins.
He's probably just asking to pick one up or not.
No, it's not worth picking one up. Stick with Cousins because Carr, you're going to have to try to pick up another quarterback next week. Cousins your best bet rest of season. His bye's not till week 12. So stick with Cousins. Don't start making these little tinker moves to try to get a little bit of an edge where you're going to have to next week pick up another quarterback. So Rivers on his bench and Mahomes.
Okay.
So he is carrying 3 quarterbacks.
All right. Well.
You probably get rid of Rivers if you have Mahomes. But
Mahomes
Cousins and Mahomes have the same bye week though, right?
Yeah.
So that's the only issue. Moving on to Jamal Williams, Matt's favorite player, who he has ranked lower than everybody this week. Matt, what's up? Why so much Jamal Williams hate? 33 at the Chargers. Mr. Black and I both have him around 25. Why are you not feeling Jamal Williams when you're all over Aaron Jones? You know he's going to get a lot of the work. This Chargers defense is terrible. Why is he not a startable option for you?
He's a flexible option. He's not the lead back. I don't like to start guys that aren't the lead backs. The volume's not going to be there for him.
Okay.
He might get 10 carries at the end of the day.
10 carries is pretty good.
Not great.
Okay. Well, that's it for running backs. Frank Gore we already talked about, so we're going to talk about Greg Olsen. Matt, you're down on Olsen this week, 17. Why? What's the rationale here? Why do you have so many tight ends well ahead of him?
Let's see who we got ahead of him. Greg Olsen hasn't been good lately at all.
That's true. He only had that one good game with Kyle Allen. I mean, he's going to fumble again probably here.
He's been
get the first down.
I don't recall the last time that he's actually had a good week.
So Greg Olsen, you have
starting Jimmy.
You have guys like Jonah, Eric Ebron, Jimmy Graham, Cameron Brate, Noah Fant, Jason Witten, Hawk. Apparently you didn't feel like putting somebody in this spot in between these two here.
No, felt like that would be...
that would be unfair.
Yeah.
So...
I do that sometimes. Weird.
Because you move guys around and don't autofill. Why are you starting TJ Hawkinson over Greg Olsen?
I'm not starting either, but the matchup's a little bit better for Hawk than it is for Olsen here.
Yeah, it's still a good matchup for Olsen. Olsen is going to get more targets. Who do you think gets more targets, Olsen or Hawk?
Probably Olsen.
There
Quarterback's a lot better in Detroit too.
That's true.
Raiders against the tight end are a little bit worse.
Okay, what about Witten?
I think that's going to be a high-scoring game Monday night.
Yeah, it could be. What about Fant? Rookie quarterback?
Yeah, rookie quarterback, like the tight ends. That's my theory.
Okay. So there you have it. Greg Olsen, not a start for you. Dr. Clutch's tight end is Dallas Goedert. That's his bounce back from Disley. You are really hurting at tight end. You should be looking to make a trade to get a better tight end because Dallas Goedert is not somebody who's viable week to week. Yeah. Will Disley went out how many weeks ago?
2, 3.
Yeah, and that's probably why you've been losing. You don't have a tight end to get you those 8 to 12 points. Yeah, but he's just got Goddard.
And Njoku's probably coming back relatively soon. Maybe someone to look at if he's on free agency.
There you go. OJ Howard?
Yeah.
No love.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Okay. Wow. Why does the picture look like it's so foggy?
Yeah.
Not sure what's going on with the picture here. This is the first time that we've noticed this. Yeah. See what we can do with the blinds here. Matt, why don't you tell us some of the players that you wish you had drafted more of?
I think an obvious one is Chris Godwin. Obviously didn't see that. The big breakout coming. He was about, I think, 22nd or so for me going into the year. He's currently...
Like 1 or 2?
2 or 3.
Just absolutely insane.
Yeah, that's obviously one you wish you had drafted. Until he gets hurt, I would have rather had Dalvin Cook than a lot of players I drafted early. He's been unreal so far. Yeah,
Dalvin Cook is one of my misses as well because I had him with Aaron Jones and Kerryon Johnson, those 3 wide receivers, those 2 running backs from that division, all in the same grouping. I remember when we did our auction and I remember Cook was at 34 and I'm like, well, I'm not going with 35 on Cook and I can't take that injury risk. I want the safer play. Give me Aaron Jones, who I got for 32.
Yeah.
So looks like we got a final here. Texans beat up on the Jaguars. Hopefully you listened to us. You didn't start Minshew. I had somebody tell me that they started Conley. Told them, don't be starting Conley. This Houston defense has got a bad rap recently, but they're not that bad. And this is without J.J. Watt, too, so good job.
I'm pretty sure Minshew fumbled at the end there, too.
Yeah, so Minshew might have had a negative game.
Might have
had the Sam Darnold game. Hawkinson is available, but he is on waivers, so you won't be able to get him today. Even Hawkinson isn't somebody I'm looking to start rest of the season.
Not a great option.
Herndon is a better pickup than that. If he's available and you can grab him right now for free, you might want to do that just because if he does have a great performance today, you're buying in low, right? You're not waiting for it to get...
Ebron, Doyle, Brate, Witten, Fells, Smith, among tight ends available for me.
Okay, Ebron that's not even close, right?
Yeah.
With especially T.Y. Hilton out for several weeks, grab Ebron. So we have a question from Instagram here. It's a DFS lineup question. Devontae Adams or Stephon Diggs?
They're not the same price. I can't imagine.
That's what he's asking. DFS lineup, wide receiver, Devontae Adams or Stephon Diggs?
I would go Adams.
I will tell him Devontae Adams.
Even
though he's a ballsy sit today. The thing is, you won't know until later if he's playing. So if you're doing a DFS lineup...
Yes, Dr. Clutch.
Yes. God, they're playing Chicago. That's not even a good matchup for the tight end. Even though I have Ertz in my DFS.
Ertz, yes.
Yeah. All right, we're actually doing pretty good for using up a lot of time here, even though we don't have a lot to talk about. We were talking about players I wish we had drafted. I was saying Cook was a guy who just couldn't take that injury risk, right? So, and Kerryon is less of an injury risk, but also an injury risk. So Aaron Jones is the safest one. But then the committee happened, so I ended up trading him away. Cook is definitely a guy that I should have just not listened to you saying getting hurt, or just made sure I got him and Matheson out of the draft. That's Matheson with no H, just so that I was covered either way. Yeah, Cook is a big one for me. Godwin, I just can't see it. Like, I still look at it and think, how is he doing that well? And Winston isn't like a top 5. Is he a top 5 quarterback at this point? Maybe.
It's getting close.
We did like Winston. He was one of our sleeper picks. But, Godwin was a miss. But we thought the consensus was high on him, so I don't think I could have went back and done that. Yeah. Tyler Lockett, I'm still not buying. I'm still happy I didn't get any shares of him other than to try and trade him, as we talked about on the one of the YouTube videos, the Trade Talk one. Make sure you watch those and like those.
Let's see, what else did we have here?
The thing is, I don't have that many leagues where I draft. Other than CBS and the Yahoo League, which is an auction. Okay, so Dr. Clutch now says Cousins, Bell, Jacobs, Keenan, Godwin, Ebron, Melvin Gordon, 49ers D, Sly is his team for the week. I think that's a good team. Josh Jacobs should be good. Yeah, would you want to have Jacobs and Carr stack? No, I'd rather not. We'll get to Keenan in a bit because Matt absolutely loves him this week. But you draft more leagues than I do. I have 3 RSO leagues, which is just basically a rookie draft and an auction. Yeah. The startup auction this year, I would count that as a draft kind of, because you can basically have whoever you want. In future years, that won't be the case. So who are some other players that you wish, or who are some players you wish you hadn't drafted this year? Mike Williams. Oh, Mike Williams. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's one, yeah. Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon. Okay.
Odell Beckham.
Yeah, Odell Beckham. But in some of those RSO leagues, we're kind of just forced to grab the best player. I was fortunate enough that I was able to trade him for Le'Veon Bell. I had way less of a cap hit in one of my leagues.
But, I mean, there's always going to be busts and booms.
Yeah.
Every year.
O.J. Howard is like the biggest one.
Howard.
I don't know if I had him in any leagues.
No, luckily I didn't.
But I had him last year, and he was great till he got hurt. So it's going up against Josh Allen, Aaron Jones, Sony Michel, Sammy Watkins, Jameson Crowder. Oh my God, that team sounds awful.
Well, Aaron Jones sounds good.
But look at his wide receivers. His best wide receivers are Sammy Watkins. This is not PPR, right, Dr. Clutch? Because Jameson Crowder's value takes a hit if it isn't. John Brown, Aaron Jones and Sony Michel are good. Kelsey's solid standard, yeah. So Crowder,
yeah. So
you can always lose, but I would pick your team to win because his running backs he had Le'Veon Bell and
Jacobs and Gordon.
So I would take those 3 over his 2 in flex for sure. But hopefully Jamal Williams has the big game that Matt doesn't think he's going to have. To move on to wide receivers, get this wrapped up here. Talk about Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. You have Keenan Allen all the way up at number 4.
Yeah, same reason that we had Rivers. I think they're going to be throwing a ton.
Okay, so I got him 14, 15. Still a start for me. Not somebody I would sit. Mike Williams is 19. Even though you regret drafting him, he is still that high on your weekly lineup rankings. Jack Coleman's back. He's got a question. LaShawn McCoy, James White, Mark Walton, Cortland Sutton need to start 2 of 4 half-point PPR. That's going to be Sutton and James White for me.
White, yeah, I'd say Sutton as well.
Yeah, I'm not ready to trust Mark Walton. And we talked about Damian Williams, how I think he's ahead of McCoy now, so I'm not going to pick him. It's a real gamble to pick McCoy.
Yeah, Sutton.
And Minnesota defense is not bad.
I mean, the new quarterback in Denver isn't
ideal, but how are the Cleveland defensive backs' health doing?
I think they're better. I think they're back.
Yeah. The guys T.Y. Hilton injured, Breeze on a bye, and Robert Woods on a bye.
Robert Woods
doesn't do much.
Yeah.
So Matt believes that I still the Mike Williams thing at 19. Really, 19, Mike Williams?
Yeah. Mike Williams, man, he's a beast.
He's not a beast. He's terrible. He's a borderline 3 wide receiver start. You have him as an easy 2 wide receiver start. We'll move on. Julian Edelman, another guy that you are low on this week for some reason. Is this the injury concern, or you just think that 100%?
Marlon Humphrey, they spread the ball around so much in New England. It's just,
but you think Marlon Humphrey's going to line up in the slot all game?
Probably. No, who else is there for?
You hope Haskins destroys the Bills today. That's not going to happen. Haskins is terrible, and the Bills' defense is good. Do not expect Haskins to destroy the Bills today.
Yeah, it's just...
Don't expect Haskins to do anything.
It's still a startable player. He's ahead of Mike Williams.
Who's that?
Julian Edelman.
Oh, yeah. I was just surprised that we both have him, myself and Mr. Black, both have him in the top 10.
I'm just not an Edelman fan either. You know that.
Yeah, I understand. But, I mean, you have him 2 spots away from Mike Williams. I bet if we polled the audience right now for PPR, hey, guys, who would you rather start in PPR? Julian Edelman or Mike Williams?
I think everybody's got Edelman, though.
There you go. But you have him by 2 spots. You think it's close. It's not close. I have him by 27 spots, and Mr. Black has him by 28 spots.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not close at all. Let's move on to Deshaun Jackson, a player that I'm really high on this week, for the simple reason that I think that he can get through that Bears defense. There's another vote for Edelman, confirming that it's not close. Just tell Matt it's not close, Dr. Clutch. Chad, you as well. Anybody else who's in the chat, make sure you like. Make sure you drop in a question or just say hi. Thanks for hanging out. D-Jax, 37 for you.
Okay, breaking news, Sterling Shepard is out today.
Wow, there it is. Breaking news, Sterling Shepard is out today. Golden Tate, get him in your lineup, Chad, because I know you have him. That hurts my Dynasty League because I didn't start Hyde. Now I don't really have an option if Devontae Adams can't go.
So we're all just going to go ahead and update our lineups here. Get Sterling Shepard out.
I don't think I had him in anywhere.
I've got him in 1. So.
Oh, I actually have a question for you, Matt. Who would you rather start? Pick 6. No. Pick 5. Pick 4. Pick 3.
Oh my god.
Ready to pick 3?
Sure.
Allen Robinson.
Okay.
Cortland Sutton.
Mm-hmm.
Sony Michel.
Mm-hmm.
Alshon.
Mm-hmm.
Robbie.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy Watkins.
Okay.
One more time. Sammy, Robbie, Alshon, Michelle, Sutton, Robinson.
Michelle.
Okay, he's in.
Robinson.
He's in. So Sutton, Jeffrey, Watkins, Robbie Anderson.
I'm going to go with Jeffrey, but it's close for saving Sutton.
All right, well then I'll stick with Sutton.
All right, he's back there today.
He's going to have a huge game today. That's why he's in my lineup. And he's why he's my stack of the week with Mitch Trubisky. D-Jax, I think, can beat this Bears defense. Sorry, Dr. Clutch. I think they're going to focus on Alshon, and D-Jax is going to take the top off and really open things up, and he's going to have a big game. So I'm high on Deshaun Jackson. I don't care if it's PPR standard. The next person on the list we're not going to talk about since he's just been knocked out.
Yeah.
Got his Anthony Miller jersey. Nice. Corey Davis. I am somehow high on him again this week. He's a starter at 22.
Yeah.
You and Mr. Black, 31 and 29 respectively.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's going to happen. Like, I'm just like, yeah, come on, Corey Davis, you can do this.
You're where I was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but at least I saw 1 week of it, and then I'm thinking...
Hey, he had one good week with Mariota as well.
Yeah, but that was the week against the Falcons, right? Where, like,
yes.
A.J. Brown also had the good week,
yeah.
and it was very limited volume. So I'm thinking that the first week with Tannehill was closer to what it is than the second week with Tannehill. Fingers crossed. Anthony Miller is my ballsy start of the week. I have him ranked 31, you 42, Mitchell Black 62. It's funny because you have him in your DFS lineup unless you changed it. So Anthony Miller is a ballsy start. I have him in DFS. Obviously, if you have better guys, you're going to start those guys. But I would start him over Mike Williams for sure.
I don't know if you would.
I would. 31 to 35.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I would. Huge risk, but I got my Anthony Miller jersey when he got drafted initially. Well, you got him for 4 years. Huge risk in the lineup today, but he has been coming on strong. I like Anthony Miller this week. He's a ballsy start. Moving on to Matt's ballsy start. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. You have him ranked 32. Mr. Black and I both outside the top 40. Explain yourself.
That's going to be a high-scoring game. Perfect weather conditions from what I understand. They're in LA.
Pretty much perfect weather conditions everywhere today, so not a factor at all weather.
Yeah. Adams is back to take away a lot of the coverage from MVS. Rodgers spreads the ball around, so why not put him in as a flex? He's likely going to get a touchdown.
Likely.
Likely.
You want to bet on that?
No.
Okay, so unlikely to get a touchdown.
Possibly will get a touchdown.
Last player, Robbie Anderson. You have him as number 36. Both Mr. Black and I have him as basically a starting two wide receiver sets, number 20 and number 25. What is it you're not feeling about Robbie Anderson in this game?
Gotta see it from Robbie before I can put him that high.
You just gotta go with your gut sometimes, man. Just gotta go with it. Just like, yeah, this is his week.
I don't know.
Robbie Anderson, Damian Williams, Anthony Miller. Those guys are gonna be good. That's gonna wrap it up.
It's tough to trust the Jets right now.
Wrap it up for the rankings gaps for this week. We talked about players that we weren't overly high on. The delay's a lot better this week, by the way. I think it's because I changed the latency to a much lower one.
Maybe that's why the...
No, I think that was based on the lighting because it looks really sharp now, right? So let's move on to the Sunday Showdown, the game that Matt is dominating in. Because I keep picking great players for him in the flex, and he doesn't do the same for me. It's quite rude of you, man.
I just assumed you won because of Coleman.
Nope, I did not. Could pull up the scores, but I'm not going to.
That's okay.
You had some good players.
Well,
Would you like to have first pick this week, or would you like me to have first pick? Again, if you want to play along with us, the full list of players is on the website, blueduckfantasy.com. Just look for the image of Matt and I fighting with lightsabers. That's where the list of players will be. A players, B players, C players. For those of you who don't know how the game is played, you need a quarterback, 2 running backs. I almost gave the camera the finger, sorry. 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and we pick each other's flex. That's kind of the little thing that we've thrown in. Again, if you're playing at home, playing with a friend, you don't have to do that. You can do whatever you want. 2 A's, 4 B's, and 2 C players. Matt, what do you want to do?
I will...
I'm going to check my lamps to make sure everything's good. Have you checked RSO?
I have not, actually.
Okay, then I will do that first.
Okay, then since you're doing that, I'll just pick first.
Sucker.
So, has picking first ever won this thing yet? I think it was.
Probably a couple times now.
Yeah, okay.
I think you may have picked first the last 2 times.
No, last week you picked first.
Picking second has definitely been the advantage so far. I think it's probably like 6-2, I'd say.
Okay. Well, let's go with... I should have looked at the players more. D.D. Westbrook's out, by the way, so he's on the C group.
Well, he already played, so he shouldn't even be in there.
That's true as well. And same with Raquel Armstead.
Is there any other of those players? Yeah, there's
Armstead,
Duke.
yeah. Duke.
Even DeAndre. Yeah, I missed that one.
DeAndre, yeah. Well, Hopkins got a touchdown, so I'll take him. Okay. Anyway.
Sorry, what's that?
It's alright.
So we have Geronimo in case Devontae Adams can't go and old. So
I'm
that's
sure
good.
He's gonna go. Anyway, let's go with. I'm gonna go with Mr. Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey, a running back. Interesting pick. Very interesting pick.
CMC.
Okay. I am going to right away take Mitch Trubisky, quarterback out of the C group.
Oof.
And ooh, yuck. There's nothing else in that C group.
No, because there's like 3 options that are gone already.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, you weren't going to pick one of the options for sure.
No, but
Why don't you give me Mecole Hardman, Kansas City? Done my C. Good luck. Enjoy picking Jordan Akins as your C tight end or Mike Gesicki.
yeah. Well, we'll see.
All right.
Okay. Okie doke.
I have Cortland Sutton on the bench in my league here. I'm going to give you some names. It's half PPR. Who would you rather start? Devontae Adams, Jalen Samuels, Mike Evans, Kenny Galladay, Allen Robinson, Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, Devontae Adams and what? Mike Evans?
Jalen Samuels,
Okay.
Kenny Galladay. And any of these Sutton beaten out yet? Mike Evans, Allen Robinson, and Le'Veon Bell.
Well, Adams beats out Sutton quite easily.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Sutton's out right now. Who would you put Sutton in for any of those guys?
Okay, so Adams, Galladay, Samuel. So who's the fourth one? Evans?
And Robinson and Bell. So no.
Well,
Got to start Jalen, right?
You have Sutton over Robinson in the other one.
No, I have both of them in. Robinson was in ahead of him.
I see, said the blind man. Okay, back to work here. Okay.
Okay, what about Alshon Jeffrey and Tevin Coleman for Ingram?
Pick something. Who?
This is a trade here.
Okay.
Somebody's asking on Instagram. What about getting Jeffrey and Coleman for Ingram? Would you trade Mark Ingram for E. Sanders and Jamal Williams? Was his first ask, and I said no.
Yeah.
Then he's asking Alshon Jeffrey and Tevin Coleman for Ingram. I'd probably take that. Yeah,
I'd take that. There's a question up there too.
Oh, rock out. Welcome. AP, Singletary, Tyrell Williams, Deontay Johnson, 2 flex picks, full PPR.
So Tyrell easy.
I think it's probably Singletary for me.
Yeah.
You can't trust Deontay Johnson doing it yet. We're just going to check our rankings here, which are on BlueDuckFantasy.com. We were talking a couple running backs here in PPR because Williams is the for sure go, and I think Deontay's the for sure sit. So, running backs PPR.
Deontay's like a boom though. Boom or bust.
Yeah, I'm not willing to trust him this early. Rudolph's going to have to show me that he can carry 2 wide receivers before I even debate starting him. So I have Singletary at 19, so for sure he's going to be there for me. You have Singletary at 32 and Peterson at 26. I have Peterson at 25. I'm still going Singletary. I don't think Peterson will run well against Buffalo. I know that they did in the rain last week, but that's a different story. I would go Singletary and Tyrell. Matt, your call?
Tyrell's easy one. Full PPR. Yeah. There's no other back in Washington though.
Yeah, Chris Thompson's out. There's nobody else. So AP's going to get the volume.
AP, yeah.
All right, so Matt says AP and Tyrell Williams. I say Singletary and Tyrell Williams. Hope that helps. Thanks for stopping by, Rock Out. I'm sure leave a like, subscribe. Matt, are you going to make a pick here, or do you need to see the players?
Yeah, I need the players on the screen again.
Fine.
Okay. We're going to go Cortland Sutton out of B.
Really? You didn't want Demaryius Thomas?
No. Those are bad receivers in that group, if I pick weirdo players again.
And our Sunday Showdown is half point PPR, and that's what the scoring will be posted.
Mm-hmm. Correct. John Brown's in the group, that's weird. How's that happened? Mm-hmm.
He just top 12 this week with all the players that were out. There's a lot of there was a Thursday game, and I guess I missed the Monday game or this morning's game.
Yeah, this is awful. I guess no, you've done your season. I'm not gonna waste a pick yet in there. Well, I'm gonna just try to win with strength and Dalvin Cook.
Wow. Interesting.
I'm not gonna try to be sneaky. Just gotta go for the best.
All right,
pick.
so you're taking your A's. So it's all about the B's right now.
All about the bees.
Why don't you give me? I think Duke Johnson had a good game. I'll take him. Give me Tariq Cohen.
Okay, so Dare. What did it?
Tariq Cohen.
Okay.
And Robbie Anderson.
Okay.
How many wide receivers do I have now?
2. Okay. Sticking with the B group here because everybody else is terrible.
You're tinkering too much, Dr. Klaus. You don't feel confident in Keenan Allen. You got to start Keenan Allen.
Mm-hmm.
It's Keenan Allen. Who are you going to start over him? Who are your options to start over him? Like, who's on your bench right now that you're thinking about putting in for Keenan mother flipping Allen? Tyrell? Oh, that's not bad. I mean, Tyrell's a good high floor player. Touchdown every game. Yeah, I mean, who are your other wide receivers? He's starting 2 or 3? I think he's starting 2, right?
I think Godwin was one of them.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's a fine play. If you want to put Tyrell in,
I'd still start Keaton.
Tyrell is safer, but if you're basically playing not to lose by putting Tyrell in, you're not playing to win. Either way, both guys should be fine.
Yeah. For some reason, I feel like Curtis Samuel isn't playing either. Maybe he is.
Mr. Black was very high on him, so.
Samuel? I don't know.
Keenan Allen has been hot and cold. He started off really good this season, and then he's cooled off tremendously.
I'm just gonna bury my face and say Danny Amendola.
Wow. That's impressive.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
There.
Anytime, Dr. Clutch. Dr. Clutch, thanks so much for stopping by. Always a pleasure to have you on here. I guess we'll see you again next Sunday. We'll still be here picking because Mac takes forever.
I'm gonna take Derek Carr.
Derek Carr. All right. What do I need?
You need a running back, a wide receiver, and a tight end. So anything but a quarterback.
I need a running back?
You do.
And you took the 2 good running backs?
Well, Carson's still there.
How many Bs do I have?
2.
Give me Singletary. And now I need a tight end?
Yes, ma'am.
Ooh, Zach Ertz or Darren Waller? Zach Ertz or Darren Waller? Give me Darren Waller.
Okay. So now I need.
Wow, you giving me Waller as a B? Thanks. Appreciate it.
Sorry. Okay, well, let's get this nonsense out of the way.
There's Thomas getting to the top 40. Oh, I'm going to change the rankings for next week so that the C group isn't as garbagey as it has been, especially with I think week 10 is a huge bye weeks. Although, yeah. So
This C group is pretty bad this week.
I mean, it's been pretty bad the last couple weeks, but I'm going to do A group top 10, B group 11 to 30, and then 30 to 40 for running backs. So you're going to get, instead of 40 to 60, which it is right now, you're going to get top 40 guys still. So you'll probably see somebody like Cam Balaj in the C group, which is at least a startable play there.
It is what it is.
Yeah, wide receiver I think is going to go 1 to 10, and then 11 to 40, and then 40 to 50.
Okay, so
no more top 60s. Wide receiver will still be bad. Tight end won't change. Quarterback won't change.
I know you're trying to distract me from making a good pick here. Especially when you take away the list altogether.
You got 3 minutes. After
Okay.
that, you don't have a team.
Yeah. Right. I guess I'll take Jasicki.
Gesicki over. Oh yeah, I guess you can't pick against.
C and
If you win, there's an asterisk this week. If I win, there's not.
why?
Just because of these players. Clearly, you're trying to cheat.
And
My ESPN league was allowing me to put Carlos Hyde in like way late.
oh really?
Yeah, like the game was past 8:30, and I could still put him in. The game hadn't started yet technically. You're positive Adams is gonna play, right?
I'm pretty positive, yeah.
Well, I guess you put in Landry for him. Do I have Landry in? Oh, I have Landry in. I guess I could put in Alan Lazard.
I'm
Sterling Shepard is out.
putting in Hunter Renfro from the C group as well.
That's a decent pick.
Just another wide receivers to pick.
Is it my turn to pick a wide receiver?
It is your turn to pick a wide receiver, and then my flex.
All right, DK.
DK Metcalf.
Yippers. Gordon's not playing, right?
Kind of Gordon.
Josh Gordon.
Gordon, I doubt it. And you're gonna pick a B flex for me.
B flex for you.
Yeah.
Alrighty. You are going to get Alexander Matheson.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'll take him. Thanks for that. In case Dalvin Cook gets injured, I got the handcuff.
Perfect.
Alright. And what do you need? A B as well? No. You need an A flex.
Oh, going with the A flex strategy again, even though it didn't work last week.
Yeah. Well, sir, I am going to give you Mr. John Brown.
That's fine.
You did not see him there, did you?
Yeah, I thought I was going to get Chris Carson, actually.
No.
Because that's a bad matchup.
It is
All right,
bad.
read off the teams. I guess like the pick zone. I picked Madison
No,
Creek.
you're good.
Read off the
Okay.
teams.
Ben's got Mitch Trubisky, Tariq Cohen, Devin Singletary, Nicole Hardman, Robbie Anderson, DK Metcalf, Darren Waller, and John Brown. I have Derek Carr, Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Cortland Sutton, Danny Amendola, Hunter Renfrew, Mike Gesicki, and Alexander Madison.
That's going to wrap it up. We got the game starting in less than a minute. Best of luck to everyone today. Thanks to everyone who stopped by to say hi, to ask questions. Leave a like, subscribe. Blue Duck Fantasy Football. Matt, anything to add before we go?
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hopefully you're doing both.
That's it.